Hello, hello. This is YEWANDE. Good evening, everyone. How are you? How's your week been? Good to have you here. Good to be here again. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. We're in year 2020, another millennium. It's good to have everyone here. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Marvelous. Thank you. Please let me know if you can hear me. Let me know because um, I know that the volume sometimes can be an issue. So if you can hear me, just put it in the comment that the volume is okay. Okay, how is everyone doing? I hope we're good. How's our weekend been? It's been wonderful for me preparing for the next millennium, 2020. All of us are getting ready. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining. All of us are getting ready for this wonderful year coming. And the year comes, I'm sure, with so many things, promises to be interesting. Some people will have challenges, things will happen, but for those that are prepared and those that are spiritual, I think it will be a walkover. If you're ready for it, then you can have it. Happy New Year to you, everyone. Okay, so today, because of our time, we're talking about, yeah, the volume is okay. Thank you so much. We're talking about goal setting and how to achieve our goals. And I know that everyone, practically everyone, is talking about this. But, I also know that there's some people that goal setting will not work for. That's why I decided to, talk about this. Because a lot of us, let me just start, with the research. As I was going through, I saw that there's a research, a 10 years research that shows that 83% of people don't even write out goals. They don't write goals at all. So they say it, we talk about New Year resolution and all that, but they don't write out goals at all. 14% have it somewhere in their head. This is what I'd like to do this year. This is what I'd like to do this year. So they have a mental picture of what they have, of they want, but they don't have it written down. Okay. And so just 3% of people in this world, based on the research, that I checked, just 3% write it down. And guess what? 3% go on to do 90 to make 40%, 30 to 40% better. They do for 30 to 40% times, 30 times better than those that don't even write at all. Okay, and the people that write down do 10% better than those. The people that write down do 30% better than those that don't write. People that have it a mental picture do 10% better than those that don't write. So I asked you the first question: where do you belong? Everybody keeps saying it. New Year resolution, New Year resolution. This is what I like to do. But have you written down anything? Have you made any attempt to write down anything? Or do you have it in your head? If you have it in your head, there's tendency that you can forget. Okay, so we need to write down. And I'd like to crave your indulgence to take a pen and write down some things as I talk. Or maybe if you're doing a replay, take your biro, or your pen and pencil down things. Reality check with me. I don't want it to always be textbook. I always like to have the real life thing, because a lot of us just say, and textbook can be, reality can be different from the textbook, you understand? So we need to practice whatever it is that we talk about here. And that is my desire, that as I talk to us, the little we learn, the values we get to put it into practice and see the difference and see what impact we can get from it. So please take a pen. I know some of you have written. Those that have written, let's just go through it and let's just see. And like I said before, some people goal setting might not work for you because year in, year out, you write out things and then you just go and put it somewhere, and at the end of the year you pick it up and then you're like, oh, this is there, this is there. You know, we need to know. I'm going to take us through what I think we should do, you know, and that has been able to help me. When I was in the corporate world, I really didn't write out things because, hey, I was working. The major things is maybe promotion, family, and all that. But, you know, 2 years ago, I started, where's my goal? I had my 2000 and my 2018 to do, you know, my goals and all that. And I had my 2019. And every time I go back to go check it. So even the Bible says, you know, write your vision and make it plain so that everyone can run by it. You can also run by it. That I'm a Christian, so I'm using the Bible, you know, for my, and I'm sure there's somewhere in the Quran that also has something, you know, like that, or whatever faith that you have. There has to be some form of, you know, vision that is written down. God does not, God works in, God himself also is a methodological God, you know. He does things in steps. It does things, you know, in seasons. It does it that way. And we ourselves, we are gods. We need to be able to be more focused. When you write out your goals, you are more focused. You know, you're more focused. You get to know the things that you want to do. You know, a lot of us, when I'm sure a lot of us went to church, pastor prayed, and then we said, amen, this year is your year, you will do this, you will do that. Fine. The prayers have already been answered. It's now left for us to take it on and go into action. Yeah, thank you for joining us. It's left for us to take it on and go into action. So what do I suggest? I know some of us, you know, like I said, have been hearing goal setting, but a lot of people, according to research now, do not even write it down. Only 3%. 3% of people write down their goals. 40% have it in their head, you know, of what they need to do. But those 3% is very key that we are part of the 3%, because the 3% are the ones that eventually go and are successful 30 times over than those that do not even write down. So what do I say? Like I said, please take your pen and paper and just write down the things that, you know, resonate with you as I go on. We need to have the goals. If there is a match, let me just use that analogy. If there's a match and it was wonderfully played and there was no goal scored from both ends, what use would have been the match? Fine, we say entertaining and all that, but a lot of fans, even the players, might not be happy. You know, you go through the year, yeah, you had a wonderful year and all that. Okay, what exactly did you achieve? What exactly were you targeting to achieve? You know, that is what we're saying. Goal setting is our desires and aspirations that we wish that we could, you know, that we could achieve in the course of the year. That's what I'm talking about. I'm looking at the year. It can even be your 10 years, this new millennium. It depends on you. It depends on what you want, you know, your dream is, what you really, some people have high expectations of themselves, high goal, a lot of things that they want to do. Some people don't really have so much. But I'm also, you know, if you listen to me, I challenge you to stretch yourself, because there's so much out there that we can achieve. So I go into, you know, basically I know that, you know, people have talked about the types of the goal setting you should have and all that, but I have 5 basic types of setting you should. So when you pick your pen and paper, you need to have different types of goal sets. You know, it's not only finances. I know a lot of people are very particular about finances, but that is not all there is. We have to make conscious efforts in all different areas of our lives, because as we do that, we are able to achieve. I just, you know, because of privacy and all that, I would have shown you my own goals for 2018. In 2018, I achieved so much. I had a lot of goals, but I broke them down into different sections that I'm going to take you through now. And I was able to follow through one on one and then about 90% of it was achieved. It was a fantastic year for me, you know. So 2019 as well was good, you know, very good, but it was not as much as 2018, because I won't say it's an excuse, but I had a baby, so it affected some of the things. But I also did well compared to the previous years, you know. And I know 2020 is going to be the bomb. It's going to be the best, because right now I know more than I knew before. I've upgraded. I'm working towards it, and that's why I'd like to share with you, because we all have to do well. You know, we have a lot of us have prayed, a lot of us have told, but we need to be more targeted. We need to be more focused, more professional in the way we do things. Okay, so I penciled down 5 types of goals that you should have. And for me, the most important, first of all, it depends on you. It depends on your own priority. You know, like I said, priority is, you know, it depends on you. But for me, faith, our spirituality is the first that we must have. So you must have goals for your spirituality. Is what you intend to do. You must be a spirit being. How close do you want to be with God? Because see, whether you believe it or not, you're not on this earth. You didn't just drop from heaven, from outer space on this earth. You were put here by God for a purpose. So even if you don't know, that can be part of your goal. Why God put you there? It's a spiritual thing. How you can get closer to your God, what you intend to do for Him. You know, maybe you need to, whatever it is, work for Him more. I'm just talking as I'm giving examples of the things that, you know, I need to do. I'm in the church. I work in the church. My spiritual life, my relationship with God and the Holy Spirit, very, very important, because the spiritual, first you settle things in the spirit before you go to the physical. I cannot overemphasize that. So you need to have your goals and the spirit under the faith base, you know, spiritual. That's the first one. Okay, please let me know if you need me to, you know, to repeat something, or if you have any question, you know, let me know. Okay, so the first one that I said, your type of goal must be faith. Your spiritual goal is very key. You know, no matter the faith that you believe in, you need to be closer, because it is the faith that will take you through the other ones. It is the faith that will take you through the tough times, you know, that and the challenges that are in the year, and make it look as if it's a walkover. Okay, so the second one is your health. Health is very, very important. I know a lot of us don't even do that. We don't have goals for our health. What do you want to do? Have you done a checkup? Do you have any particular, you know, form of we have some people that we have hereditary, you know, maybe diseases or something. There's just something about you. And if you have a clean bill of health, how you need to stay healthy, how you need to live an healthy lifestyle, you know, because if you think that, you know, health is expensive, try sickness. You know, a lot of people, you don't budget for it, but if you fall ill, it could cripple every other thing, every other goal. Even if you have all the money and you don't have good health, it can just disrupt every other thing. So our health is very key. What we need to do, you need to have goals for your health. You need to take care of yourself more. You need to stop eating junks. You need to watch what you eat. You need to write all those things down. Cut down on your sugar level. Cut down on the sugar things that you eat. Cut down on so many things, because what you don't need to go to the hospital this year. You don't need to spend money on this thing and the things that you could have actually avoided this year. So I am encouraging us to have goals on our health, you know, very key. Then next one is on relationships. So I've paired family and friends and all that. And like I said, the last 2 years for me has been very, very, what should I use? Very insightful, very informative. I've learned so much. Because, like I said, a lot of us put finances above family and friends. Meanwhile, your net worth is your network. The people that love you the most, when the money is gone, when nobody's there, it's the family and the friends that will be there. They are also the ones that you need to move to the next level. So it is very key. The relationships that you need to keep, the relationship that you need to do away with, what you need to do to, fasting more, to grow more friendship. This is where you need to put it. So you need to note down. You need to pencil down those ones as well. You need to have clear goals. I'll get to that. It has to be clear, not that, oh, I want to live at peace with all men. You need to be more specific than that. So the family, so we talk about the spiritual, the health, the family. Now we come to the finances. Finances, which almost everybody puts first. So it's not really, it's not really all about money. Money is good, but it has its place. So for the finances, what do you intend to make this year? How do you intend to go about it? What you want to do? Just put them down. Write them down. Be more specific. Like I said, your goals, okay, I've not gotten there. Your goals must be SMART. For people that are in management, you know what SMART is, okay? Must be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. I'll break down a little shortly. Okay, so we need to do our finances. I know that for finances, I do not need to talk too much because a lot of people, focus more on the finance aspect. And the last aspect for me, and I also think is even more important than the finances, your mental, your personal development, your academic, every area, anything that takes you, that helps you to know more. Very, very key. Personal development is very, very important for each one of us. We need to pencil down what we need to do this year, what professional exams you need to do, what course you need to do, what you need to learn. Because if you're going into a different business, a different career, or whatever it is you want to be promoted, you need to upgrade yourself. So it is very, very important that you put that in and have goals for it. I have a lot to learn. The last 2 years I've been learning, and it's just learning. And the learning, you cannot give what you don't have. So it is very key that personal development is top notch, and there's a long list, because the more you invest in yourself, the more you're able to get. The more value you add on yourself, the more value you're able to give out. So personal development is key. So I have 5 priorities, and for you, you can put your own priority, depends on how it is. So there's the spiritual, there's the health, there's the family, that's the relationship, family and friends relationship, there's the finance, and then there's the mental and personal development goal setting. So all this particular, don't mind your journals. You can write them out. Write them out in pages. Right? Don't squeeze them out. I'm sure there's nobody. If you can't, tell me. If you don't have, I'll send you a journal. You need to space them out and be explicit about it on different pages. Don't number them up, because this is very key in going into 2020. This is what we're going to be working with. Okay. So in setting our goals, like I said before, it has to be SMART. So you have to be more specific. And so I go back to how much, for example, how much do you want to make this year? That's finance. I know that everybody, that one cuts across. Let's say $10 million, $10 million, 10 million naira. And then you have to be more specific. Don't just say, I want to be a billionaire this year. That's too generic. That's vague. You need to be more specific on whatever it is that you want. You write it out. Write it out, note it down, write it down under your finances. This is what I want to do. I want to write 3 exams. I'm going to school. I need to get my degrees. Write them out. What degree do you want? To be more specific about it. You cannot come to this class and then go back the same. You must work at it. A lot of people, just listen to everybody, and then they don't do anything about it. So I need you to get your paper, get journals, and write them down. If you need any help from me, in being more more detailed and all that, I could help out. You could DM me and then we get it, but it is very key that we get it right. Okay, so it has to be measurable. Now, like I said, you can't just say I want to grow this year. What do you mean by you want to grow this year? I want to learn more this year. Okay, so what do you want to learn? Which area do you want to learn? We have to be able to measure it. So if you're taking a 30-day course, you must be measurable so that we can account for it. If you say you want to get, I keep going back to finances again, 10 million, it must be measurable so that when we're reviewing, we'll be able to know how far you have come and how far you need to go, okay? Your goals must be achievable. Now, this area I need to talk about is achievable means, for example, you're earning $2,000 at work, and then you say you want to earn $50,000 at work. You don't have any additional source of income. You don't have any other thing, and you want to. So how do you want to make it? The promotion you are going to get, will it get you there? So I'm saying that we need to be realistic, with our goals. However, we still need to stretch ourselves, because for someone like that, you could take it step by step. You could say 10,000, and how do you get the 10,000 additional source of income that you're going to source, that you need to begin to work on so that you can get more money? So we need to stretch ourselves. Let's not just say status. Okay, I was earning $2,000. Now that's what I want to earn. Okay, let me just maintain that. No, don't maintain. You don't need to maintain. You need to improve. You need to remember what you said last week. Push boundaries. We need to do better this year. Realistic. So it must be realistic. Okay, I've talked about realistic. I've talked about specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So I'm putting a time to it. Now you say you want to make the $10 million. When do you want to make the $10 million? Okay, don't just say by December. No. Okay, so we need to put time to them. If you do this thing, there must be dates. You must put dates. Put your goals. Put the specific. You must be more specific, and there must be dates there. Put dates to it so that you can work with it. When you work with dates, you're more. There's time bound. You can work towards it, not just leaving it out. Then you leave it to the last minute. So it is very important that we add dates to whatever goals that we're writing, that whatever we want to achieve. Okay, so what do I suggest? Okay, write out all these things. You can add more priorities, whatever it is that you want. If you want to start up a new business, you want to do this, you want to do that, please put them down. It is very, very, very key. Okay, I had, like, in 2018, I got like 4 certifications because I wrote them down, what I wanted to do. And from day one, I began to make inquiries. I began to do the courses and all those things. So you need to put them down and work with it. Write down the vision. Let's make it plain. Okay? Also, I suggest you put it where you can see it. So you can also replicate it on a vision board. What's a vision board? It's a board that you can see, and it must be placed somewhere where everybody that is passing will see, oh, mommy. When I wanted to be, I'm a network, I'm also into network marketing. Okay, and then my children will pass my board, mommy wants to be a senior manager. So everybody knows in my house what I want to be. So if you are not doing my thing, they know that they need to do everything that will move mommy towards that area. I mean, I'm talking about my kids. Even my husband does. So it is very key. This year I got a vision board, and then I put it in a strategic location where I can see it. What you see, you will remember. Even if you forget, you wake up from your bed, you just see your goals right there and then. Some people, for the spiritual, maybe you want to read your Bible every day and all that. You see it facing you. You will tend to remember. especially for the busy, the career people and all those things, there's tendency for all this noise around for you to get carried away, and then your goals will be put aside. Okay, so we need to put them vision board. Get a vision board. If you can't even get a board, get a big cardboard that you can put bullet points of what you want and put them in a specific place, you know, where you can see it regularly, daily, where everyone in your house, you know, can see it. With that one, everybody will be, even if you forget, your family members will remind you, have you been able to achieve this? Remember, the dates are also supposed to be there. So it is very key that you write them down in your journals, get a vision board, write it down as well. These are the things that will help you. Because remember, we need to do better this year. You cannot continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. So if you've been doing it before and it's wonderful for you, improve on it. But I know, just like based on the research, there's only 3% of everyone that says it that does it. And we're joining the 3%, okay? So after that, we now need to take our goals that were set. We need to break them down into milestones. So I'm using the money aspect, for example. You need to break them down to milestones. So you want to do $10 million in the year. We have 12 months in the year. You could break them down into months. So depending on the kind of business you're doing or the kind of career that you have, making the 10 million can be gradual. Okay, like you normally you're supposed to just break it, divide it by 12, you know, divide it by 12, and that would be like 890,000 per month. So it's easier for you every month to work on that. But some people, like I said, over time, I've seen variations. Some people say, no, the season is in April. The top season is in April, June, and all that. So they tend to put the target during those periods. So it's fine. Remember, you have to be real with yourself. This is not something that will be given to you outside. When I was in the corporate world, this was what was given to us. Everybody works with targets. We call them targets. Targets every month. And then at the end of every month, you need to come and defend yourself. So now this is your own target that you've set for yourself. This is your own goal that needs to be defended. You need to defend it. Look at it, you know, every month. You break it down into milestones, break it down into monthly goals. Okay? It is very key. After you've done that, you need to now create activities that will help you on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis. So, like I said, I'm not being generic, but I'm using an example. So the 890,000 per month, you don't just wake up at the end of the month and say, oh, I did not make 890,000. You can break it into weeks. And then the activities that you need to do to achieve those things, you can break them down. So it's easier. You know if you are doing well or not. We have the first week of January is gone. Today is the 5th. You know, so for January, first week has started. You need to kickstart. You need to start. You don't need to say, oh, I have time. Before you know it, January has ended. So we need to break them down. We need to do activities that will help us to meet our monthly target. Remember, we've broken it down to monthly now. So activities that you need to put in place that will help you to get whatever it is that you want. So if you're selling, if you need to make $890,000, and you know that your profit is maybe 30% of whatever it is that you do, you know that you need to sell goods. I'm talking to entrepreneurs now. You know that you need to sell goods of maybe like $1 million to be able to make a percentage. So you begin to work on that on a weekly basis. Don't just sit down and wait till the end of the month and then say, oh, I did not make it. No, you break it down and then you work at it. So what I do for people is also help them to work on the weekly activities and help them to be able to follow through on what they say they want to follow through. So that's part of what I do. So it is very, very key that we pencil down, we create activities for our budget. Well, not budget now, the goals, what you have broken down into monthlies and into weeklies. Create activities. Or else, hey guys, there are challenges everywhere. every day different things come up, and then you will there's tendency for you to forget. Or Friday will come, a week is gone again. And this year we need to achieve. This year we need to do better than 2019, than any other year, because information is key, and that is what I'm giving to you. If you can follow through and work on this, I can assure you, from the spiritual aspect, you pray about it, I can assure you that you will achieve whatever it is that you plan to. So it is very key that you create activities that will help you on a weekly basis. So after you've done that, and then some people cannot discipline themselves. So like I said, you just say, I will do it on Monday, and by Friday is here. Another week is gone, second week is gone. You can get an accountability partner. You can get someone that you can be accountable to. So you let them know the things that you want to do for the month, for the week. And you do that, they are able to follow through and ask you, Yewande, what about the business you say you want to do? What about the sales? How far with the sales? Have you been able to do this? Have you been able to do that? Have you talked with this person? Have you followed through? So it is very key. You can get somebody that you can be accountable to, and don't get someone that cannot ask you about it. You can come and get me. I will ask you about it, because it is my desire that almost everybody that I come in contact with achieve their goals and become better people. So whatever it is that you want, make sure you get the activities, and get an accountability partner, someone that you can dovetail to, someone that can question you, someone that you can report to, and that will really, really help you and push you. Because if you pencil down things for yourself, you need to achieve it. And like I said, a lot of distractions, the tendency to be distracted, that's for another day. Distractions here and there. This one comes with another business idea, the other one comes with another business idea. This year, I think you should take some business ideas and just focus on it and develop it. Develop it and get it to a good level. Then you can now decide that, okay, I want to invest more, in something else. It is very, very important. Please let me know if you have any question, concerning what I got some few questions before coming. So I'll just take them up, and if you're doing a replay of this, you can just put a replay down and put your comments. I'll go back and read it. Goal setting is very key. I've realized that in the last 2 years, that's what has been able to help me. Some people say, Yewande, how are you able to do all the things that you're doing? How are you able to, how are you able to achieve so many things, even with your circumstances of being a mom with a young person and all that? And I said, you plan it, you write them down, and it will be easier for you to be able to follow if you write it down, okay? So what else do I need to do? You need to review. So at the end of the month, at the end of January, you do your review. You've already penciled down what you want to do. Like I said, I'm taking the financial aspect of the goals now. Remember, for those that are just joining us, we have about 5 priorities, 5 goals, types of goals that you need to set. There's the spiritual aspect, there's the health aspect, there's the family and friends, the relationship, the networking aspect, there's the finance aspect now, and then there's also the personal development, the academic, the mental aspect. So it is very key that we write them down and space it, don't miss it, space it. So that you can work with it like your worksheet, and from there you take the lump sum, you break them down into months, into weeks, and get activities that will help you to achieve those things. So finally, like I said, at the end of each month, I choose month because that's cost across. It depends on you. You can be more specific. You can decide to do it weekly. Some people work 2 weeks on, some people work 2 weeks off. So it depends on you, but I'm taking weekly at the end of the month. At the end of the month, take your achievements, whatever it is that you are able to achieve, do a review. Where have you gotten it right? Pat yourself on the back, celebrate your small wins. Then you look at where you need to improve, where you've gotten it wrong, what you've done differently. Celebrate that one. Sorry about that. So what you need to do, what you need to work on, Okay, so at the end of the month, a review needs to be done. Celebrate your wins and work on your weaknesses. You know, like we always have there, we have your strength, area of strength, and our area of weaknesses. Don't run away from the weaknesses. You need to face them. You know, we need to face them, and we need to be able to work on it. So that's basically the summary of the outline and the breakdown of the things that I wanted us to talk about. It is very, very important that we set goals, okay? Setting goals is very key. However, like I said, for some people, they've been setting goals all their lives, but they do not go on to take action. So setting goal is the first step, and then taking action is the next step. This year, we need to work with whatever it is. I know some people, like I always say, it's a general one. I want to lose weight. I want to do all that. I want to watch what I eat. That falls under the health aspect, you know. But some of us don't work at it. We don't follow through. We just say it. We don't work at it. Okay, so we need to work at it. The prayers have been answered. You have prayed, pastor has prophesied and all that. It is time for you to get to work. It's time for all of us to get to work. We need to do reviews, you know, and work at it. For me, since last year, I had a couple of things I have penciled down, and one of it is writing my book, and it's almost out. So you see, I am working at it. I could not believe that I could do that, but I'm working at it because all things are possible. No limitation unless the one that you have put there. So you can do it, but you just need to have guidance. You need to note them down. You need to write them out. You know, you need to work at it. Don't generalize. Don't procrastinate. You know, a lot of us say, this I will do. Today, I enjoin you to go get a journal and write out your goals, the financial, the faith, what you intend to do spiritually, you know, every other area, your networking, what you want to grow and all that. I enjoy you to do that. And I also want to get feedback from you, how you've been able to do it. You know, what are the challenges that you're facing? Okay, what are the things that you need me to help you do? Because I will help out. For those that I see that are being serious and are asking me questions, I will help out. So I wanted to just, the question that I got, some questions that I got in the course of the week. You know, someone says, what is really goal setting? So I talked about it, setting goals. Goals are your achievements that you want to, this is what I want to do. These are the things that I would like to do. This I want to do, I want to qualify as a chartered accountant. Okay, for example, under the personal development. You don't just become a chartered accountant overnight. There are some processes and procedures. So you write it down. I want to be a chartered accountant. You put a date to it and you begin to work at it. You will break them down. You do all the modules and all that, make inquiry and all that. So that is what you know, setting of goals that you set it, you write them out. Write it out. Setting goals, you have to write them down. A lot of us have it in our heads, it's not written anywhere. You need to write them down. If there's anyone that has asked me any question and all that, I ask you first, where did you write it out? Can I see it? Okay, so it is very, very key. We're not kids, but some of us need to get to that level to get used to it. We're not, on this part of the world, we're not used to writing out things, especially like we're averse to books, you know. So then what is the difference between goals, wants, and aspirations? They're almost in the same line. Okay, aspiration is what you would like to. You would like to. A lot of us, I also want to be a billionaire. You know, these are the things that I would like to be. These are the things that I would like to be. You know, wishes. If wishes were horses, beggars will ride. Okay, but we need to be more detailed for you to get to where you want to be. Now, to get your goals, you need to be specific. You write them down. Your goals need to be specific, like I said, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And time-bound, we're saying we're pulling for this year. So we're saying that what you want to do this year, we can also break it down into months. We can break them down into weeks. In what order do I have to prioritize my goals? Like I said, I've given you my own priority. I'm answering to some of the questions that were sent to me. Like I said, I've given you my own priority. I don't think finance should be first. which is what a lot of us do most of the time. There's the spiritual aspect, which is very, very important, because when you make effort, when you pray and you make effort and you're closer to God, there's some form of direction that you get. And that's the edge that you have over those that don't even take anything seriously, they're spiritually seriously. So when you pray, you have some form of direction, and it helps your vision that you have written down on how to achieve them and how to overcome challenges easily. So for me, your faith is more important, is the first thing. Your health is the next thing, because even if you have all the money and the health is not there, like they say, health is wealth. Health is really wealth, because even if you don't have as much money and you are safe and sound, you can still work towards getting the money. But a lot of rich people, a lot of people that have the wealth, that don't have the health, we wish that the case were reversed. So health is the next thing for me. And then family and friends is also key, because even if you don't have money, there's a family that will be there. Even if you lose your job, you lose your career, they will be there for you. So you need to keep them closer, whatever it is that you need to do. Or like I said, there's some people that you also need to cut off. It also belongs to that, friends that bring you down, friends that just all they help you to do is get into some form of debt or the other, by they tell you it's time to go clubbing and all that. Don't get me wrong, it is okay. But is it part of your goals? Is it part of what you have planned out? You can even create time. Of course, the social life is also there. You create time, so that's the relationship aspect. Everything is under the relationship. You create time for your family and your friends. But now when all you do is friends and families and get into trouble and all that, then you need to watch it. Is it part of your goals? Unless your goal is to get into trouble this year, and that will be fine. The next one for me, like I said, is finance. Your investment is different from savings. Savings is money set aside, a percentage of your money set aside so that if there's any emergency. Investment is an asset, is money put into something that will generate more money. They're totally different from each other. Don't mix them up. Investment will generate from monies for you that you can eventually use at the end of the day. Okay, so there's savings, there's investment, other businesses that you like to go into, your career, if you need to change jobs, if you need to, because of the financial issues that you have, you need to work at it. You put it down. There's nothing that is out of your league. I saw somebody today and she was telling me she would like to work in so in an international organization, and I told her it is possible. It is possible. Go and find out what you require. And she was thinking about it. I said, yes. A lot of us are taking our day. We just believe that, oh, this is not for us. Who is it for? It's for us. Go and take on the territories. Go and push the boundaries. Don't just fold your hands. 2020 promises to be the best year for me and you. If we can actually take it on, and be bold this year. Okay. Any question? I hope I've been able to add value to us. Thank you for all those that have joined us, all those that have come on. Thank you for joining me. This is also part of my goal this year, that I come on and add value, at least once a week to people. I also, we take feedbacks. You can DM me. I do private sessions. I can take you on, to help you to be a better person. You can actually be better than where you are. All you need are mentors, coaching, learning, your personal development. Just know that you can be better than where you are, and that will help you to get a better 2020. Okay, so all the prayers being said, everything being done, I wish us well. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for joining me. And like I said, I'll be putting some of my, you can do a replay of this. I'll be putting more information down for you for my YouTube channels. So I'm going to YouTube channels. I have my goals so much. You'll be surprised, and I intend to achieve them. The spiritual aspect is very key, but you need to work. Success is not for lazy people. You can't just fold your hands and expect it to drop on your laps. God is going to use relationships and people to help you to be successful. It doesn't just come, it doesn't just drop like that. Innovations and all that. Okay, so Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. I hope you get value. Please, if you need anything, don't forget to DM me. Thank you for joining me, Osage. Yes, the book will be out this month by God's grace. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, everyone that has been supporting me and has been helping me and be giving me feedback on how this has gone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye.